According to Robert Schuller, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Good morning and welcome to Saturday's Show Live, reaching you from NTA Asaba, Channel 11, the station that brings the nation to your doorsteps. And I'm glad to be at your neighborhood this morning. I am Faith Herrero, your anchor. On today's show, we'll be looking at the economic challenges we are faced with presently. But before then, as you know, on this program, we start with our newspaper review. And we have 3 papers, as usual, to review. And to do that with me is Mr. Chochi Okolo, a social development and business R&D consultant. So you're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers. It's my pleasure to be here.
So let's move with our newspaper review. This morning we'll be starting with the Saturday Vanguard, and on the headline we have single tenure, rotational presidency and governorship, Nigerian hails lawmakers. Mr. Chochi, what do you think of this?
Yeah, that's if you ask me, I would say it's a good move. But then, you know, this is Nigeria, so there are a lot of things that go on underground that we may not be privy to. But then the fact that the lawmakers are speaking about it means that very soon we will reach a consensus. You understand? Our democracy, even though this was since 1999, and that's about 25 years, we still consider this republic a nascent one. But I think we are making progress. We've made a lot of mistakes, we've had our blunders, but then we are looking for the best approach that best suits the Nigerian situation. So when you consider the cost of elections and all the damages that go on during elections, and you talk about a single tenure, that sounds very good, but the next question what are the features of this single tenure arrangement? You understand? How long is it going to last? If we are saying a single tenure, are we saying it's a single tenure of 8 years? Are we saying it's 6 years? Are we saying it's 5 years? These are the things that Nigerians would like to know. I've seen discussions that talked about 5 years, 6 years, and all that. That is beautiful. Some are also talking about rotational presidency and governorship and all that. I mean, that arrangement may work for Nigeria because I'm privy to certain grassroots arrangements, like in some communities where you have councillors going from that community to a ward. You see that some of them, they reach a consensus where they rotate it among their quarters. And they have more peaceful elections that way. Do you understand? So if we can adopt that at the higher stage, I think it will be helpful to Nigeria. Even though, too, that that may negate the emergence of candidates on merit. You understand? Meritocracy, it's something that we should encourage at all costs. So while I was talking about the features of this arrangement, this is also something that they should include in it. Because if we don't bring our best hands to the fore, our economy will continue being a mess. At the end of the day, everything we'll say is how to improve the Nigerian standard of living. So even if you say you're rotating and at the end of the day, the rotation makes the citizens poorer, then we have not made progress.
Yes.
You understand? So the features of this arrangement is very necessary. And yes, the lawmakers, but they are not just the ones. I think Nigerians should be consulted as well. We may also look at the Confab of 2015 and look at the features that were put down there and know how to adopt things that will help promote us. I mean, we have become a country that is too old to be messing up. But unfortunately, I think we are messing up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this single tenure rotationalship, it depends on who they present.
Yes.
That's just...
Yeah, it depends on who they present. But then, if you understand that this zone or this state, do you understand, or this region is meant to bring out the next president, then it's also necessary that beyond that, amongst the features, there should be certain qualifications that should be spelled out.
Yes.
Do you understand? It's funny when people who have not led organizations, where people who have not brought value to society, come out and say they want to be our leaders tomorrow. Do you understand? You cannot do anything except bringing out what you have. You can't give what you don't have. Do you understand? And eventually, we're always a reflection of our innate characters. So that's why we should look at these features. It's very important. That caption is bogus. Do you understand? It's bogus.
Yeah, so they should
streamline features for this rotation. That's the best way Nigerians can make progress.
Thank you so much. Away from that, now we are on to Pointer newspaper, and we have another echoing headline. It says, Echoes of Democracy Day Celebration. What were the echoes of the democracy?
Interestingly, our president dobaled that day as the Yoruba boy that he is. So we could say that that's one of the echoes.
Yes.
But beyond that, let's look at the advantages. That was President Tinubu being smart, and making the most out of the situation. There's this popular saying that when life hands you a lemon, you make a lemonade out of it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, whilst I am not an APC man or an APC supporter, but I must tell you, I appreciate how he handled the situation. You understand? I am also hoping that he can extend that stance to our economic management. You get? There should be this ability to rebound from failures. Do you understand? And come out stronger. We should look at the advantages in every situation. But that requires a lot of critical thinking. And critical thinking, you have to remove some level of prejudice from critical thinking. You have to be objective. The question is, the leaders that we have at the fore, are they objective enough to ask what is best for Nigeria in every situation? Because when we start becoming objective, we'll not just be talking about Echoes of Democracy Day. Unfortunately, the average Nigerian has not seen these things. Of course, there are echoes, but the echoes that we have are negative echoes.
Yeah, not the positive ones are not translated.
The positive ones have not come out. Do you understand? The average Nigerian cannot feed. Do you understand? It's so bad that today I hear a basin of garri is either 38,000 or thereabout. You cannot even talk about rice. Do you understand? You cannot even talk about fish. You cannot even talk about meat. So where are we going to? Do you get? So Echoes of Democracy Day celebration, I mean, they should spare us all this. Let's look at how to make our economy
What
work.
you are saying is part of the echo.
But let's focus on it. You understand?
Yeah. Also, from the echoes, I guess it's probably echoes.
Yeah.
There is another headline that says self-kidnapper suspect. 8 others arrested in Delta.
Just what we are talking about now.
Imagine.
Self-kidnapper. What it implies is that somebody said, kidnap me.
Then so that
Do you understand? Somebody says, I'm tired of my freedom of moving around. Oh boy, come, let us arrange. Kidnap me so that we'll look for some well-wishers that will extort money from. That tells you the kind of situation that we are in. You understand? It's really that bad. It's just like the story in the Bible where they said some mothers cooked their children to eat. Do you get? This is just what it is. It's figurative. Do you understand? Someone is now saying, beat me up, kidnap me, and send out calls so that I can get money. Because in other words, without those activities, he feels he cannot get money. You understand? While it's a very bad thing to do, let us look at the downside. Let us look at the causal factors. Do you understand? So it goes back to the echoes of democracy that I am saying, that is only the negatives that we are seeing because our leaders have not really taken a very objective approach to how to improve Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's just heartbroken that I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
It's shameful. It's shameful. It's not a proper thing to do.
At all. Okay, so next is the Guardian newspaper, and what we have here is why internet fraud by youngsters is thriving despite crackdown by EFCC. Is there really a crackdown?
Well, I cannot speak for the EFCC because I am not part of the organization. You understand? And most times, how do we equate the fact that there is a crackdown? Of course, the percentage of crackdown is very negligible. You understand? Because one thing we should recognize is that we have adopted fraud as a culture, which is bad. You understand? Fraud has become a culture, which is bad. And there needs to be a lot of reorientation. Because this thing goes down to the cradles of society. Now, can you imagine that sometimes we'll have situations where our children do not write primary 6 exams and pass by themselves without help from their parents or teachers? So what do you expect from such a child when he has not developed the basic confidence that I can do this, that I can create something? The little hurdles of life that you're faced with, you cannot beat it yourself without corrupt practices. You have put built in that psyche that you cannot get it right without doing wrong things.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Mr.
Sochi Okolo.
Thank you so much.
It's all right. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much. You know, time is no longer on our side. We would have just taken this last one, but I think we'll leave it for another day. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's wrap up the newspaper review section. And indeed, I believe you have gotten something out of the headlines of today's dailies, you know, through Mr. Sochi Churchill Okolo's review. It's good to have you there. Quickly, we'll be going on a brief break. This time, we'll be taking our backgrounder on our stories. When we come back, we'll let you know what it is about.
The economic situation in Nigeria these days is not palatable as the nation struggles from various reforms by the current administration. One of such is the ripple effect of subsidy removal, which will put Nigeria in a better position at the long run. Currently, Nigerians of all status are feeling the hard bite of the economy as prices of goods and services have skyrocketed. The high cost of goods and services have been attributed to the increase in fuel price, the increase of dollar to the naira, and other factors. These factors have led to prices of other items to double and triple in some cases. A bag of rice, which used to cost 30,000 naira, now goes for 80 and 90,000 naira. Drugs are not left out of the increase too. Companies running costs now double, making some of them to fold up, relocate from Nigeria, or downsize, leading to high rate of unemployment.
Nigeria has drifted far away from line of normal living. You will agree with me that since we have increase in petroleum product pricing, it has brought much hardship on Nigerians. Food is no longer available for many homes. Farmers can no longer go to their various farms to give us the needed food items on our table. Why can't they go to farm? The problem is insecurity. Now, what about transportation? People are scared of traveling on the highways these days because of kidnapping and all of that. All that again boils to insecurity. You can imagine Nigeria, that is one of the great country producing crude oil. We don't even have the needed refineries to refine our products. So we sell the raw product overseas. We now again buy refined products. It's not helping anybody. So I expect the government of the day to see, to put our refineries in good order and possibly grant licenses.
It affects citizenry in various ways. One, The prices of commodities have gone so high. The level of inflation we have right now, the thing is, we can't even calculate it because it keeps rising and rising and rising again. So there is poverty in the land. Our naira is now valueless. So it is difficult for you to be able to even have a stable budget as a family. So there is hunger in the land, and when there is hunger, there is sickness. Because when you don't feed well, your immunity will be low, and before you know, you fall sick. And when you fall sick, there is problem because you don't even have enough money to feed. Talk less of going to buy drugs.
Today, everybody feels the impact of the economic situation. Firstly, it affects everybody. It affects people in the homes, in the working class, business class. Just mentioned it. So when we look at it globally or generally, you discover that I want to take it first from the home. Basically, the economic situation has caused a lot of misunderstanding, conflict in homes because things are not working. You go to the market, at times there are accusations here and there from husband, wife, you are not giving enough. The one I have given you, you are not buying enough because of the economic situation. We go to the road, when we go to transportation, the economy is affecting our transportation. Prices in the market has gone up. So basically, in looking at it from the home setup, you discover that more homes are in trouble because of the economic situation, because one, some of them go to work, they are paid on monthly. The salary cannot even take them home. You can imagine 10 pieces of tomatoes, somebody telling you 1,005. Then somebody earning 40,000 naira, 50,000 naira, end of the month. You can't really say what that human being can do out of that 50, 40,000 naira. So you discover that this has put pressure on homes.
In spite of the economic hardship, Nigeria remains a country with great potentials, natural and human resources. Respondents are of the view that if well harvested, Nigeria will be a better place for all to live in.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining us. If you are just joining us, you have not missed much. This is the discussion segment section, and like you just saw, the background on the economic challenges in our times. We want to have a review on it, discussion, and also provide solutions. And to do that with me this morning on Saturday Show Live, I still have Mr. Sochi Churchill Okolo on set. It's good to have you on this segment.
Wow, you're welcome, viewers. Good morning for those who are joining us now. It's a pleasure to do this again.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And also to my right, I have Comrade Ekuko Elvis, a National Publicity Secretary and Anioma Youth Forum Worldwide. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Viewers, you are welcome.
Thank you. So from our background, you saw the complaints of people, what they are saying, the situation is about the economic challenges. This is telling on everyone, even the middle class, the low class, and even the up class. They are feeling the effect. So we are looking at it, and I think I should start from my comrade. What do you think is the cause of this economic challenge that we are faced with now?
The cause of the present economic challenges that Nigerians are grappling with is not unconnected with some of the actions of the government. Even though Nigeria over the years have been faced with diverse economic challenges, this present hardship that the masses are going through, I think the hardship was amplified by the removal of the fuel subsidy, and the devaluation of the currencies. I think these are the two major cause of the present economic reality that stare Nigerians on the face. The removal of fuel subsidy meant that Nigerians are not paying more for fuel. Cost of transportation went up. And when the cost of transportation goes up, it affects virtually everything in the economy, down to the things that affects the common man. The common man will find it difficult to go to his place of work because he now has to pay more. Then, when you take it down to the aspect of survival, the cost of goods and services in the market became even more expensive because Nigeria has to produce most of what we consume. And blessed with the vast arable land we have in the country, I believe that agriculture is one of the means that can end poverty and really remove most Nigerians from the suffering that is confronting us. The government on its own hands, they have done some certain things, but if it has not trickled down to the masses and with tangible, visible impact on their lives, it becomes explaining and you get tired. Because we have heard of conditional cash transfers, we have heard of government trying to, the CNG initiative where there will be conversion of vehicles from PMS to CNG. Then we have also seen palliatives in terms of even handing out a hand pack to the populace. But these things are, yes, the impact on the people is not really visible. And that for me, the government has to do, and in particular redouble its efforts so that indeed the Nigerian people can feel whatever palliative, whatever measures that they are taking to cushion the effect. And this goes to, while you were reviewing the paper, my brother said, he referred to the local government system. If you see in Nigeria today, the local government system is practically dead. And most of us, we all live in the local communities. Some of our councillors, chairmen, and people that are supposed to be the first contact in anything at all when it comes to human existence is supposed to happen there. And yet, there's no governance at those levels of government. We all want to wait for people in Abuja and wait for the governors in the state, neglecting the man who is closer to me in my village, neglecting the councillor who I can walk to his house to take care of me.
Are you really saying that they are being neglected, or this thing also gets to them, but they themselves are not doing what they should do?
The local government, as far as I'm concerned, in this country today, the local government system is dead. It's practically not functioning in most places. In most places, and that is why the call for local government autonomy at this time, and the effort being made now to make it a matter of law that local government should have their fair share of the national cake, expend them judiciously to their people, who is the Nigerian people, closer to them, instead of the idea of this joint account where state government takes over what belongs to the local government and then begins to dictate to the local government how to utilize the fund that ordinarily should be meant for the local government.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, Mr. Sochi, I'm back to you. Yeah. So, you heard what he said. He even made reference to your comments in the newspaper review. Coming down to the local government system. But like I asked him, is it that the local government councillors, are they not there, or is it that they are the ones not doing the rightful thing, reaching out to the masses at the grassroots level?
Okay, these things are about structure. You understand? When you talk about councillors, the responsibility of the councillors are legislative functions at the local level. You understand? They are not administrators. so they hardly implement anything. However, based on the personal character of the councillor, he may go as far as mobilization and promoting good governance. Do you understand? That's an individual thing, but his primary function is a legislative function. You understand? But why we talk about the local government as a tool for economic development in Nigeria is that it makes the bulk smaller, and because it is smaller, it is easier to approach. Nigeria is made up of 774 local governments. Do you understand? And these 774 local governments, if we develop a strategy that works in one, we can replicate that strategy in more than 50% of the local governments. And that way you see that we may have covered 2 to 3 regions. And we create a system where Nigerians are natural competitors.
So are you saying that there's no local government?
No, there is. But when you say local government that is working, I don't think I have the data to speak authoritatively on that.
Okay.
Do you understand? But I could say that I don't know any. Do you understand? I could say that I don't know any, but I won't be saying it authoritatively because I don't have the data. You get? But as it stands, I don't know any. You understand? I am from Onitsha North local government. I am actively involved in activities relating to the local government. You understand? And the upcoming elections. You know, what's the right words to use now? I am a PDP supporter. And interestingly, in my local government, the current candidate for PDP is from my town.
Okay.
You know, I am active with everything, programs, strategy, and economic development. One thing I will tell you is that our PDP candidate there wants to do things differently this time. That is one. No, I mean, this is not about, it's not about campaign or sentiments.
Yeah.
I'm telling you reality.
Okay.
You understand?
Let's bring it back
Okay.
to the economic challenges.
Yes. You cannot remove it from the economic challenges because it is because of economic challenges that the approach was evolved.
Okay.
Do you understand? For him, he tells you his vision to rebuild Onitsha North. And
But if he tells you it's the vision to rebuild Onitsha North,
that
is just a word.
No. There are a lot of things that goes with the vision to rebuild. I want to get into those things. I'm just telling you how it started. He says it is a vision to rebuild Onitsha North, and that with Honorable Imabazim Chinye, Onitsha North gains.
No.
The gains, it's an acronym.
We are not here for campaign.
Oh, that's true. I understand. That's true. So, but what are we saying? I'm just using his model, you get, to talk about the things. First, if we have good governance at the local government, which is one of the functions of his acronym, the G. Good governance talks about accountability, transparency, do you understand? And the likes. If you have a system that is accountable to the people, I mean, it will no longer be business as usual. Do you understand? Now you have a local government who thinks in terms of infrastructure and human capital development. There are a lot of things that we can do at that level. Do you know that if today now, if there is an epidemic that goes with meat, most of our people will be wiped out because we don't even have abattoirs in the local governments. Do you understand? But if the smaller unit of government is doing their function, then, I mean, we will make progress. There are rural road networks that helps commerce. The reason why agriculture is not really making progress is that a lot of our farmers still trek to the farm. A lot of them still use bicycle and motorcycle to the farm because there are no good road networks that lead to those rural areas. Then you talk about lack of mechanization. 30 years ago, my aunties back in the village, they were using bicycle and what they call truck and wheelbarrow to transport agri-produce from one point to another. 30 years later, they are still doing the same in Nigeria. So how will the output grow So we need an approach that looks at our problems critically and evolve a strategy to solve them. When he talked about agriculture, agriculture is a must if Nigeria must develop economically, because you must be able to create a surplus of basic raw materials that comes from agriculture.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And you cannot provide that surplus if you're still doing it the way you used to do it before.
But if the way we used to do it before is what we're still doing now, are you not saying that it is the local government councillors or thereabout
Or the chairman.
that will be able to
the
do
chairman, who is an administrator, who is closer to the grassroots, will be in a better position to engage in partnerships that would help rural agricultural development, because he's closer to the people. Do you understand? Of course, the Ministry of Agriculture will do their own, but the chairman is in position to talk to the Ministry of Agriculture. Do you understand? That my communities need tractors.
Okay.
You get? And we need XYZ, we need excavators, we need this. Do you understand? We need planters. Today, people, normal agricultural practice, contemporary agricultural practice, no longer plants maize with hand. But in our villages, we still go about digging holes, planting maize with our hands. Do you understand? When one simple machine can plant like more than a hectare in a day, in a few hours. Do you understand? So the problem is that the output continually becomes poor. There is a high increase in population without an attendant increase in productivity. So that's why we suffer lack. So the approach to productivity must change. And this has anything to do with party sentiments. Okay. No. Let us look at economic development for what it is. Let us take strategic steps. Of course, we need money, but we need to create the right platforms for investors to come in. Do you understand? Yeah. Money flows to areas of confidence. Do you get? If you're confident with me, if I say, Mama, give me 2,000 naira, because you're confident, you can easily give 2,000 naira. But if you don't have any form of confidence in my abilities, if I say, Mama, give me 2,000, it's okay, you've heard that, okay, don't worry. Do you understand? You can even tell me that your phone app is having issues. Do you understand? Not because of anything, because the confidence is not there. So the government has a responsibility to create the right balance, the right premise for economic development to thrive. Now, there are notable youth initiatives. Okay. Do you understand? There are individuals with talents. You get? Even in sports, there are individuals with talent. But I remember growing up, in my secondary school back in those days, believe you me, I don't think Messi and Ronaldo are the best players in football. I had friends who I think were better players than Ronaldo and Messi. But they never saw the light of the day because our government had no means to promote them. Do you understand? And now, do you think Ronaldo is a good mathematician or Messi is a good mathematician? Or do you think he's knowledgeable in science? If he is, it's just luck. Do you understand? But in our climb, a child who is not excellent in basic subjects, we think that child is a dullard. Do you understand? But that child might be the best footballer that you have around. So we have a lot of our talents that are wasting because we don't have government being able to harness these talents. There must be an approach, a strategy that harnesses both our natural and human resources. There must be.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Sochi. Thank you so much. I'll come back to you. So, yes, you heard Mr. Sochi giving his own analysis on the challenges, the economic challenges. He talked more on agriculture and how what we were doing 30 years ago is still what's still now. And we are not able to measure up even with the growth in population and all that. So, in your own take, what do you think can be done? Because this we are not really talking it's not just about agriculture. The economic challenges goes round. It's all round. You talk about even medicals. People cannot really meet up, to have a proper medical check. you can't meet up because the finance is not there. You know, even traveling, maybe you trips because of the fuel, whatever, you know, makes everything so cumbersome. People hardly travel these days, you know, so it's all encompassing. So what do you think can be done?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You
Like I said, you see, we are talking about Nigerians' present economic reality.
Yes.
The suffering in the land, the effort government is making, and the effort the individuals in the country should make to make the country better. I mentioned agriculture because I believe that is the surest bet and most likely the easiest path to get as many people as possible to become productive.
Okay.
You understand? Nigeria is blessed with vast arable land. Coming back home to Delta State, in absence of the large deposit of crude and gas that we have in abundance here, we also have good arable land. If you want to, what is the biggest challenge Nigerians are facing today? It's basic things. They are not asking to be taken to the moon.
Not at all.
People just want to be comfortable,
Yeah.
improve their standard of living, you should be able to transport yourself easily, run your home, feed yourself, feed your family.
Yeah.
And the surest part, like I've said, is that agriculture. So in order for this thing to also trickle down, that was why I mentioned the idea of allowing the local government to function properly. So that you not say you have elected a chairman. A chairman, if you put me as the chairman of my local government, I'm from Okwani local government,
Okay.
and I have no funds to... Ordinarily, a local government chairman should not be begging any state governor for money to procure tractors. If the Nigerian system is working, if the local government system is working, you don't have to wait for Delta State, for the state government or for any state governor to be sending you a tractor. You should be able to have reasonable fund and judiciously utilize same for the benefit of the people.
Okay.
And again, if you look at it again, we are talking of economic challenges in Nigeria, not just restricted to my local government or to Delta State.
Yes.
I will also advocate that there should be a form of regional integration. A few days ago, the governors of the Southwest, they met, and they're also trying to exploit this agricultural route to help in solving the problem of hunger and lack in the land. They met, the governors agreed, the commissioners of agriculture within the region, that Southwest, they have been mandated to come up with a template on how to use agriculture as a tool to help in solving the economic problems that is stirring that region. I would also advocate that in this my region called the South-South, the governors here should also, there should be synergy between the governors to do things that is practically and verifiable, not promises, campaign promises that they never kept. I said there that you will explain, you will get tired because there's no evidence. The federal government will tell you that they have handed out palliative to the citizens of Nigeria. How many persons did that thing got to? They handed over to state governors handed over to people. Some persons have hijacked them, and it did not get to the right people it should get to. The federal government is embarking on, we're talking of things that will make Nigerian people have a better life, right?
Yes, yes.
Embarking on improving ease of transportation. They are launching CNG vehicles, conversion. I will expect that state governors should follow in the same manner to see that they improve. The biggest challenge most people have in this country is movement. If you subsidize the movement of a truck of yam from Benue State to Asaba, for example, the cost in the market will definitely go down.
Thank you.
So
thank you so much.
We have to think regional integration and be very sincere in applying the common patrimony of the people. not promises, I will do this, I will do that without doing any.
Thank you so much, Mr. Evers. Thank you so much. So, please, lastly, and just a minute,
Okay.
your final word. You know, you guys you talked more on agriculture, that is what that's the solution you're preferring that can resolve these challenges that we are facing. But, you know, all these land clashes, there are usually land clashes between communities and all that. They are also part of what scares people from going to the farm. How can that be tackled? Just a minute.
Okay, the basics, there are human needs, you understand? And in order of priorities, food comes first.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why we're talking about food, because that is the level where our society is in. We are unable to afford feeding. Irrespective of the fact that you could eat a square meal in your house or that I can eat a square meal in my house, but when we go out in the street, how many people can do so? You understand?
Yes.
So now, with respect to agriculture and clashes, what we should visit is our land use system.
Okay.
That's what we should visit. Some of us had advocated that we go back to communal farming systems and agricultural cooperatives. That helps you. It gives you an edge over the land clashes because you come as a group and you lease a land from a community. Do you understand? And a lot of people are allocated these lands. They cultivate. It allows you use mechanization. Do you understand? Let's say you have 50 hectares in an area. You can bring tractors to clear, plow, and harrow. Do you understand? You have cooperatives that people belong to from the communities. You can get seedlings at a cheaper level. You understand? So that's an interesting approach. I know we're out of time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Sochi Churchill Okolo. Thank you so much for having you in this segment. And also to Mr. Ekukwo Elvis. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And that's the much we can take on our discussion segments. Right away, we'll be going on a short break. When we return, we'll come to the health segment. Please stay. Welcome back. This is still Saturday Show Live, reaching you from NTA Asaba Channel 11, the station that brings the nation to your doorstep. And you are on to the health section of the show. And today we have a doctor in the house. Is Dr. Okuchukwu Maduka, a consultant orthopedic FMC Asaba, to discuss arthritis with us. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, madam.
Yes. So, like you heard me say, we're discussing arthritis. Sir, I would want to know, what exactly is arthritis?
Thank you, madam. Arthritis is a disease of the bone, it's mainly joints. We call it a degenerative disease, a disease that arises as a result of basically wear and tear of the joint. It's actually a progressive disease. It affects majorly mobile joints, what we call synovial joints, more commonly at the hips, the knee, the shoulder, the elbows. Arthritis is basically a disease of that comes with age. So there are what we call predisposing factors. Number one is age. As one advances, it's likely going to have arthritis. Secondly, arthritis also can arise from maybe injury to the joint. If somebody has injury, pre-existing injury, maybe accident, trauma, and all those things, is likely going to develop arthritis. Arthritis also can occur as a result of, obesity. For instance, joint arthritis, otherwise known as, before I go, we have different types of arthritis anyway. We have rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, but The one we are discussing today is called osteoarthritis.
And what is that? What is the osteoarthritis?
Okay, osteoarthritis is, like I said, it's a disease, a degenerative disease of the joint. There are other types of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, which is a form of autoimmune disease. Then also have septic arthritis, which is arthritis affecting arising from infection. But our major focus today is on the osteoarthritis, which is the one that is commoner in our environment, and that's the one that a lot of people will come down with. So, like I said, apart from age, injuries, it also has some genetic predisposition. If somebody's mother or father has arthritis, the chances of the children having arthritis also increase. Then obesity is a major predisposing factor, because arthritis arises from wear and joint, wear and tear of the joint. So if somebody is on the light side, it has what we call high body mass index, which is directly related to obesity. If there is high body mass index, the person is likely going to be regarded as an obese or overweight person. So there is increased weight that is transmitted from head to the hip and the knee. So there is increased stress
on the bone,
on the joints and the bone. The person is likely going to develop arthritis. And then, of course, some other joint problem, like people that are born with, or people that have what we call joint deformities, like the bow legs, K legs. Some people have them. So those people have what we call malalignment, joint malalignment. They are likely going to develop osteoarthritis because the weight is not evenly transmitted the way it should have been. So there tend to be what we call uneven weight distribution that can lead to osteoarthritis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, since you relate this arthritis to aging, so what would be your advice to those aging?
Okay, what you are asking specifically is how do we prevent
the advice to those aging, new way of preventing it, what and what can they do, or what should be done?
Okay, thank you. Now, in managing or preventing arthritis, there are modifiable factors and there are non-modifiable factors. For instance, age is not a modifying factor. However, as one grows with age, especially women, I also forgot to say that arthritis has a gender distribution. It tends to occur commoner in females than in males because of hormonal problem. Women have estrogen as a sex female hormone, mainly estrogen. So there is a positive correlation between the presence of arthritis and hormone. Now, and that hormone also tend to make women to be on the light side. And women tend to be generally bigger than the women, than the men. So age is not a modifying factor, but weight is a modifying factor. So one should try to eat well, eat less of high energy foods. As one grows older, it should be eating, safer food. Let me put it that way. Foods are generally divided into the green, the white, and the red. The green are the fruits and vegetables, the white, the carbohydrates, and then the red and the junks and all those. So we advise as we grow older, you tend to eat more of the green food, like the category of fruits and vegetables. So weight is a major factor that once it's controlled. Then, apart from that weight of an issue, another thing that we can also do to prevent arthritis, if somebody has, for instance, trauma, injuries, it's better the person is treated by professionals. I'm talking about going to hospitals, because if somebody has injuries or fractures or dislocations and is not properly managed, is likely going to develop osteoarthritis later, what we call post-traumatic osteoarthritis. But if the person visits hospital where competent professionals treat that person, the person, for instance, an orthopedic surgeon, if you meet him when you have problem of joint and bone disease, he, having understood the consequences of not being treated well, they will now try to prevent it. But if you visit whacks, the person is likely to end up with post-traumatic osteoarthritis. So prevention, like we say, is better than cure. And we should need to know that osteoarthritis is a degenerative problem. Once it happens, we can only manage it, or we can reduce its progression. That's basically what we are talking about.
Thank you so much, sir. It's quite enlightening. It has opened my eyes. I didn't know that it is common with women, because of the hormones, like you said. So, but not all women, anyway, do have it. You said mostly, at least you talked about the size and maybe someone who had injury before and not properly managed.
Yeah.
So viewers, just like you have heard, it's good. Prevention is better than cure. Health is wealth. Let's, prevent whatever we know that will lead to such arthritis in future, or even as we age. We should try to do away with it. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
It's good having you.
It's my pleasure. Yeah. Thank you.
That concludes the health section of this program. And quickly, we'll be going to the entertainment section with Peace Chinedu.
On this week's edition of our Entertainment Gist, Wizkid teases surprise show to mark the 13th anniversary of his debut album Superstar. Wizkid is celebrating the 13th anniversary of classic debut and how it inspired a generation. Before the release of his debut album Superstar, Wizkid gave listeners a peek into his talent with a charming new school Afro-pop record, Holla at Your Boy. The song instantly attracted the attention of a generation of teenage listeners born in the mid-90s and eagerly craving for an artist they could connect to. In a video set in a high school, Wizkid embodied the swag of a new generation. He rocked a pair of pencil jeans and a cool t-shirt with a rosary hanging over his neck. He wore cool sneakers and a fly pickup. He had a cool bicycle, hung out with a cool squad, and dated the prettiest girl in school. Everything Wizkid embodied in the music video was the definition of what it means to be cool to a generation of teenage Nigerian listeners who were coming of age and would form the core part of his legion of fans. Let's see the video.
When you see me come around, I got you looking at me. I don't need to spend my cash, cause my swag's not hard to see. Cause my swag don't lie, you can't deny, you feel it right, yeah. You'll be alright, just being by my side. No need for fronting, girl. Let me tell you something, girl. No need for long thing, you should feel so good, just standing by my side. You feel so good just standing by my side. If you see me drive by, I like your more. I got my swag, I like your more. I pop my bottle, I like your more. Chilling with model, I like your more. If you see me drive by, I like your more. I got my swag, I like your more. I pop my bottle, I like your more. Chilling with model, I like your more. Hey girl, you got me thinking there's many things I could do to you, hey girl. You got me wishing I could take you on with me. Let's take one step at a time. Two by no, be my girl. With you I roll, you're fresh and fly. Don't deny nothing.
In another story, the Recording Academy, known for the Grammy Awards, has announced that it is expanding its global efforts to support music creators in Africa and the Middle East. This move, according to Davido, is a significant acknowledgement of the vibrant talent and global influence of African music. The Recording Academy, best known for organizing the Grammy Awards, has long been a symbol of musical excellence. Davido earned his first Grammy spotlight after he was nominated for Best African Music Performance, Best Global Music Performance, and Best Global Album Performance at the 66th Grammy Awards held earlier this year. Multiple Grammy-winning singer Angelique Kidjo from Benin also added that the Recording Academy is accelerating its efforts to serve people everywhere, and Africa is ready with open arms. So let's take a listen to one of Davido's songs.
Sweet like coconut, body like a butter, pretty girl in a skin tight. I was sitting in the corner, you were the other corner. I was stepping up power. But yeah, cause somebody the mama me, oh. Yeah. I got to shoot my shot, yo. You must be my shot, yo. Girl, I fuck with you, heavy. Yeah, your way so deadly. I wanna love you, let me. I wanna love you, deadly. Say you want to on that G. Hug me like Teddy. Come touch my body. Come touch my body.
That'll be all for now. More stories await you next week.
Yes, Peace, you just got me moving on my seat. Well, thank you so much, Peace Chinedu, for the entertainment gist. Thank you, thank you. And before we move to the next or the final segment on this show, which is the sports segment, I would like you to know that you can join us on this program, on our media platform. That is NTA Asaba Live on Facebook and YouTube. Our next on our lineup is our sports segment. Odiaka Odekwe is standing by to give us that. Please, Odi, let's have it.
The Super Eagles head coach, Finidi George, says poor defending and loss of concentration were responsible for his side 2-1 loss to Benin Republic. The former African champions now have a mountain to climb in their bid to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup after the shocking defeat. Nigeria remains in 5th position in Group C table with 3 points from 4 games. In another development, the Falconets are placed in Group D of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, which will take place from August 31st to September 2024. Apart from Nigeria, the group features Venezuela, South Korea, and former champions Germany. The draw was done on Wednesday at the ceremony in Bogota, Colombia. Note that the first time in the history of the tournament, 24 teams will participate in Under-20 Women's World Cup. Apart from Germany, the Falconets are the only side in Group D that have played finals of the competition. The Nigerian side finished second in the tournament in 2010 and 2014. The Falconets will commence their campaign in this year's edition of the competition against South Korea on September 2nd. Afterwards, Coach Christopher Danjuma and his girls will face Germany and then Venezuela stage. Elsewhere, Enzo Maresca has been confirmed as the new head coach of Chelsea on a long-term contract following Mauricio Pochettino's exit. 52-year-old departed 2 days after guiding the Blues to 6th place in the Premier League table.
Bravo! That's good. Nigeria Under-20 qualify for the World Cup coming up in September. That's a good one for us Nigerians, and it makes me so happy. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you Nigerians, and I'm proud of you, you're Under-20. And I know you are going to fly us high, even in the World Cup. Thank you so much, Odiaka, for that sports update. And with the sports update, that wraps up today's edition of the Saturday Show Live up. And I am Faith Herrero. But before I leave, I plead with you, as a good citizen of the country and a good Deltan, do have a pleasant week and be law abiding. See you next week. Bye.